number it is right now. I'm not sure exactly what number it is right now, but the podcast, I don't have a conversation at this point, but I just got to looking at some of Haley's podcasts, and I couldn't stand a bit of it. The first one. I'm not a hater. I mean, I just think she's a little too strict. Like I said, I feel like Eminem to this part. Maybe I should get him out of my mouth. But, well, there's nothing to talk about. Well, we talk about Green Bay. Green Bay, they did pretty good. I didn't watch the game. I know they won the last game. I am partly a Green Bay Packers fan. I didn't watch the game, but I think Green Bay goes against, who's that we're playing next? The Vikings. We're going against the Vikings, and that's going to be a hard game for the Texans. And I think it'll be a hard game for the Vikings. And we have I'm just gonna go on and tell a little bit about my life story on this podcast. So, well, a little bit about DJ Courage. I grew up, well, actually, I originated in Fifth Ward. As in, I was born in LBJ. They say that it's not Fifth Ward, but for my protection, I guess the only people from Houston know where that's at. But I was born in LBJ, and I was actually I originated in the Northwest, and we started off in apartments up until the age of maybe 4. And then I grew up, and then for 1 year, my grandfather, I remember like it was yesterday, it's probably the only shots of guns that I had of him. It was my grandfather.
You want to start that, Levi?
That's my brother Johnny. But I remember my grandfather, and the first thing he gave me was chocolates, and he must have been proud of me being the firstborn of the tribe. I mean, I just remember my grandfather, and that's pretty much it. Then we went to the north side, and right there in Parker, and my mom said there was a story about a guy that, well, it flooded there. I remember it was a flood during the time that I was there. It flooded, but my mom remembers that it was a guy that was stripped naked because he almost lost his life in Parker. And those who don't know, Parker is overrated in Houston, and there's a lens of a lot of bloodshed. But after that 1 year, actually, I tried to go to school right there, right in the corner, and I went there for like 2 years. But I got actually suspended out of the district for stupid reasons, and I tried to go into a new district. It was North Forest. Now I guess we got the story about North Forest. I originated in North Forest my first grade year, and I did first grade twice. So we're just gonna go down the line on the podcast, right up to high school, maybe college, and we're just, that first year was crazy. I remember meeting a guy named Jose, and he used to be my first friend, and it was like a brother to me. And the guy was like, I don't know, he was kind of like Asian. He looked kind of Asian. And I don't know, me and he had 2 other sisters, and I don't want to overrate it, but me and Jose became close friends. I went to his house. We used to play 64 all the damn time. And overrated. It's overrated because I saw too much, if you know what I mean. But we're just gonna keep that PG. And I don't know, Jose. It seems like we over the time limit. I'm just gonna change the time limit. Jose, he kind of like became a football player and worked out and other stuff like that. But I really lost contact with him. But the reason I mentioned Jose is because that was the first friend that I had, and that was the year that was lost. And going on the second year now, the second of the first year, and I think I'll stop the podcast at the end of the first year. And then in my first year, when I was my first year, I remember like it was yesterday. I remember that girl named Sarai, and her brother was Tinico, Marco Tinico. Or maybe I shouldn't say that name, but I might get overrated for this. But I remember like it was yesterday. I was a little bit confused, and I had a friend named Alvarado, and I don't know. I really dig that chick, but I also value friendship, and I later on knowed Alvarado's brother, which was Richard or Ricardo. No, Ricardo was a different guy. His name was Richard. Richard, his brother's Richard. And just to keep it PG, I don't even know his last name, so their contact is not even important. But all this was going on, and huge story out of the story, just putting the whole elementary podcast, it just through my whole elementary school. I mean, I was going in fist fights, getting in trouble. I mean, you name it, I did it all. I mean, everything that you name in the rule book, I was put in sack for like weeks after weeks. And I guess I was one of the problem child, and it became kind of serious. And now I'm telling the story that I really became known over the North Forest whole district, and grades above my level knew who I was, and it was just so crazy how I got that reputation overnight. And believe me, when I went to intermediate school, it did not stop for me. It wasn't up until I went to middle school that things began to change for me for the greater, because I actually started putting work and effort into my schoolwork and actually trying to graduate. Long story short, I went to Jeff Davis, I went to Forestburg, Smiley, Spring Woods, ended up graduating in 3.5 years, and got my diploma. After I got my diploma, I went and went to college. College was one of my hardest years, and really I was going in for music and music business, but and business in general. I think I took up real estate and other non-profit business as taqueria profit business, and the non-profited as El Taller del Maestro ministry as a rehab for people that are drug addicts or living in the streets, and it's still going on now. But I mean, it's just been a huge journey. I feel like I've done a lot right now. Like I'm 32 years old, past tense, and it feels like it's just a big journey. And I just told a little bit about my introduction. I didn't want to go deep into my school, but the thing is, I met a lot of people. I became really famous overnight in high school. And believe it or not, I was trying to clean up my act when I went to middle school. I managed to get out of high school and go to Jeff Davis, 10th grade, my 11th grade year in Spring Woods, did 3.5 years. And that's really important, because that's one of my biggest accomplishments, is graduating high school. Now, I didn't graduate college, but I feel like I graduated in business, because I definitely took up business and the business of making a profit out of, non-profit and profit business. But I'm not collecting any of those funds, but knowledge is power. I learned about the stock market. Yellow Wolf, not Yellow Wolf, he's a good rapper, but no, I meant Waller Street movie. That's a real good movie to watch, and that's actually the reality of how the United States is run. But I just want to end this podcast with it's been a huge pleasure giving this podcast. I'm just gonna stop here because I'm giving too much information. Bye. This is DJ Courage continuing on a podcast.